The gods of Olympus have abandoned me.
大家好，我是潘潘解说。今天我带来给你们很精彩的一个游戏故事，相信90后的朋友肯定玩过这个游戏。战神1。在游戏的开头，为什么奎托斯这么绝望想自杀？今天让我来给你们讲他故事，希望大家按赞订阅。游戏名叫战神1，这个游戏是一部很受欢迎的游戏之一，主角是奎托斯。游戏里面的故事剧情是一个凡人是杀神的故事。讲奎托斯故事之前，先介绍两个大人物，艾瑞斯跟雅典娜。本来艾瑞斯和雅典娜都是宙斯的孩子，只是宙斯太宠爱雅典娜，造成艾瑞斯的嫉妒和不甘心。艾瑞斯是一位战神，却从不曾得到宙斯的认可，所以艾瑞斯心里面痛恨雅典娜，并想办法消灭雅典娜。
As we speak, Athens is on the verge of destruction. It is the will of Ares my great city fall. Zeus has forbidden the gods from waging war on each other.
至于奎托斯，本来是一个斯巴达的统帅凡人，他最初只有区50个人，但是很快这个数字变成1000万人。他的战略很残忍，可很有效，沉醉于他自己的疯狂，让所有的人都感到畏惧。
His tactics were brutal, but effective. Drunk with power, he was feared by all.
只有一个人除外，他的妻子是唯一有勇气面对他狂暴的人。只有他敢劝阻奎托斯，可是始终奎托斯没有听进去。
The glory of Sparta. You did this for yourself.
His desire for conquest knew no bounds, but that which he desired would ultimately consume him.
直到有一天，斯巴达遇到天敌的东方野蛮人，那些野蛮人剿灭奎托斯的士兵，而奎托斯也差一点丧命。
always been enough to carry them through any battle until this day. The barbarians to the east numbered in the thousands, and descended on the Spartans without mercy. The battle lasted near hours. The discipline and training of the Spartans did little to stem the tide of the merciless barbarians. The soldiers faced a massacre, while their young captain faced the end of his brilliant career and his life. But to Kratos, victory was worth any price, even his soul.
Ares! Destroy my enemies, and my life is yours.
他呼喊艾瑞斯来帮助他歼灭那些东方野蛮人，并发毒誓做艾瑞斯一辈子的仆人。从此，他的噩梦渐渐的开始。
Ares!
The sky split apart, and the god of war stepped through. Descending from Olympus, he saw the makings of a god in a mere mortal. Ares would save Kratos. He would turn him into the perfect warrior, his servant on Earth. Only a simple pledge of loyalty was required.
My life is yours, Ares. From this day, I shall carry
艾瑞
forth
斯
your
为了
will.
救他的新信徒，赐予了混沌之刃。这个混沌之刃是在哈迪斯冥府中最邪恶的地方所造，一旦装上是无法取下，铁链炙烤肉体。它是使用者付出的代价，也给奎托斯的永久提醒。
In the foulest depths of Hades. Once attached, the chains remained so, chained and seared to the flesh, a part of the bearer's body, a permanent reminder of Kratos' pledge. In return, ultimate power.
拿到了混沌之刃后，奎托斯灵魂被艾瑞斯控制和使唤，只要有人造反或不听话，不管是老少妇女，全都杀无赦。
A course too high, Kratos was clear, but still, the memories came rushing back, as familiar and permanent as the blades chained to his wrists. Memories of what he'd done in the name of Ares. Memories of how he'd become a servant to the god of war. A beast, his humanity robbed and replaced only with the will to murder. No one was safe. Entire armies fell before Kratos and the soldiers who followed him on his unending path of conquest, all in the name of his master. Those who offered resistance of any kind were dealt with quickly.
They've built this temple to offer prayers to Athena! This entire village stands as an affront to Lord Ares! Burn this village! Burn it to the ground!
Emboldened by the god of war, Kratos' army was ruthless, feared throughout the world for their brutality. All that mattered was conquest in the name of Kratos, their great leader.
直到有一天，在他的疯狂的行为之下，误杀了自己的妻子和孩子。从此，他就清醒过来，并发誓要杀艾瑞斯战神。但凭他一个凡人力量要杀神是不可能的事情。
In that instant, the glory he had reveled in turned to horror. The image of his two final victims would stay with him for all his days. With that act, Kratos knew he could no longer serve his master. He had but one calling now, the death of Ares. He would murder the god of war.
所以去找雅典娜问有没有方法杀掉艾瑞斯，以及怎么做才能抹去他杀妻子和孩子的噩梦。
How much wine he consumed or how many women he took to his bed. Nothing on earth could rid him of the horrors that plagued his mind.
Athena! 10 years, Athena. I have faithfully served the gods for 10 years. When will you relieve me of these nightmares?
We request one final task of you, Kratos. Your greatest challenge awaits in Athens, where even now my brother Ares lays siege as we speak. Athens is on the verge of destruction. It is the will of Ares my great city fall. Zeus has forbidden the gods from waging war on each other. That is why it must be you, Kratos. Only a mortal trained by a god has a chance at defeating Ares.
And if I am able to do this, to kill a god, then the visions, they will end?
Complete this final task, and the past that consumes you will be forgiven. Have faith, Kratos. The gods do not forget those who come to their aid.
雅典娜告诉了他，只有一样东西才可以杀死战神，那就是潘多拉魔盒。潘多拉魔盒是宙斯为了不让神跟神之间互相斗争，而刻意把神奇的魔盒藏在沙漠巨人的背上。只要能找到它，开魔盒的人将会得到很强的力量。而且，只要战神死了，雅典娜会帮他抹去那噩梦。
Can it be real?
The box exists. It is the most powerful weapon a mortal can wield.
And with such a weapon, I could defeat Ares.
With the box, many things become possible, and so it is hidden well, far across the desert of lost souls. There is safe passage through the deadly sands, but only those who hear and follow the siren's song will discover it. You must find the sirens, Kratos. Only they can guide you to Kronos, the Titan.
A Titan lives?
Kronos is the last. Zeus has commanded him to wander the desert endlessly, the temple of Pandora chained to his back. until the swirling sands rip the very flesh from his bones. Stay true to the song of the siren Kratos. Your journey begins here. Pray it leads you back to Athens.
可到最后，奎托斯还是找到魔盒，并得到很强的力量，跟艾瑞斯决战。
The deadly traps of Pandora's temple and escaped Hades itself. There was but one task left.
Zeus! Do you see now what your son can do?
After thousands of years, Pandora's box was finally opened. The power of the gods unleashed.
You succeeded.
杀死了艾瑞斯之后，奎托斯去找了雅典娜关于他的噩梦，可雅典娜没有帮助。
You have done well, Kratos. Though we mourn the death of our brother, the gods are indebted to you. We promised your sins would be forgiven, and so they are. But we never promised to take away your nightmares. No man, no god could ever forget the terrible deeds you have done.
于是奎托斯最终还是无法接受以前他的行为和摆脱噩梦，在这样的绝望情况下，他只有选择自杀作为赔偿一切的错过，就上去最高的悬崖跳进了爱琴海。
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me. Now there is no hope.
And Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece. After 10 years of suffering, 10 years of endless nightmares, it would finally come to an end. Death would be his escape from madness.
可是众神不让他死，让他替艾瑞斯的位置，从此他变成了战神。视频到此结束，老铁们想让我解说什么，可以在评论区留言。